So this is going to be a quick 3-minute, roughly, history lesson. And I want to calm the nerves of those of you who are concerned about the 2028 presidential election not going back to a conservative. Democrats win. This has been for 50 years, half a century now. Democrats win when the country's reeling. Whenever the country has a problem, and they call it the mommy problem in politics. Whenever they want a mommy, they vote Democrat. Whenever they want somebody to take care of them, whenever the people are feeling unsafe and insecure, and it's an economic reaction more than anything else. And I'll give you a couple of small case studies. 1976, Jimmy Carter wins on the heels of the Gerald Ford, Richard Nixon debacle. People didn't know who was running the country. They didn't know have any faith in the political realm. They were coming off of Vietnam. The country was reeling, so they elected a Democrat overwhelmingly, and then completely reversed course for the next 12 years. Okay. 1992, Bill Clinton's elected president, coming off of economic letdown from the 80s. The vote was split dramatically. I could do a whole video on that. That's the only real time in the politic that we've had a third party vote, and it didn't go well for the Republicans. And on top of that, the economics of the country were not nearly as what they were 10 years previously, and so they elected a Democrat. And Bill Clinton was a formidable foe. Barack Obama in 2008, following up the Iraq War, people were just ready for something different. They were sick and tired of George W. Bush. They were tired of the war. They wanted to move on, and that's why his logo and his number one and only, his only two words were hope and change. Case in point. 2020, people were reacting to COVID. And Donald Trump, who is a bombastic person, say what you will about him. I voted for him multiple times. He's doing a fine job as president overall, I think, in the history of this country. But people were reeling in 2020, and so they elected the Democrat. That's been the case going back half a century now. All right, y'all with me so far? We're not there. Now, a lot can change in 2 years, but it's the summer of 2026. We have effectively 27 months until the election. It's a long time. A lot of things can happen. God knows another COVID could happen. But if things stay the same, yeah, there's a war in Iran. Yeah, there's stuff going on at the gas pump and with the prices and the inflation and the prices of houses. It's an economic reaction, but it's not the Great Depression. Nobody can say that it is. People are still paying their bills. There's not 15% unemployment and 10% foreclosures on their homes. That's why I think a Republican wins in 2028. Democrats win first terms whenever the country's reeling, and that's been the same strategy going back 50 years. It also takes, most of the time, a pretty, that's not quite correct in my opinion on the contradictory, because we've elected both Biden and Carter, and then we've elected Clinton and Obama, both in their times calm, cool, and collected, and then transformational at the same time. But it doesn't take away from the fact that Americans like a mommy and somebody to hug them and hold them and to bring them food whenever things are going bad economically or whenever the country's in dire straits. That's not what's happening right now. It's just not. If you don't believe me, go to sports game. Every single sporting event is sold out in the country. The stock market's way up. I mean, the economics of this country are relatively solid. So have some faith. It's going to depend on who gets nominated on both sides of the aisle, but I don't see anybody on the left besides maybe Gavin Newsom, but they don't seem to like him very much over there. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Anyway, I'm over my 3-minute limit, but have some confidence going into 2028. We're going to be fine.